Bet y'all didn't know I had it like that. What up, everybody? Hopefully we get some people in here. It's been a little bit of a time, a little distance, a little time. We're building today. Putting together the TBS. Got the little sparklies and things, so it's like other pretty things to look at other than just prettiness, you know. But we got some things building. We got some new TBSs going. Psycho, what's up, man? It's been a long time. Hopefully we can start doing this again. I think we're going to spend a little time doing this thing. I mean, why not? I figured I'm being here building anyways, so popping it up. We got one of these bad boys already built. So rocking the new V3 Source one. This one's got the Hobby Wing 60 amp on it, with the Schizo Flight 1. Cause Flight 1, thank you, Sarah. No, it looks pretty good, right? Yeah, I got some things and some coffee and things. But yeah, so we're gonna keep rolling. I got one more to do. I actually have enough to build another one, but I think I'm just gonna keep it all as spare parts because your boy has been rocking some beat gear. Like, goodness gracious. This thing, you guys, holy hell, has been through LED stuff. That is sparkly things. Psycho. Other pretty things other than just me to look at. You know what I mean? You know, they're pretty stuff. So I'm just gonna dick around. I'm gonna build. We'll chit chat. I'm going to hopefully like build this up. I'd like to get like a live podcast kind of situation going. I'll pull in a couple of the guys from the pack every now and then and just kind of do this chit chat about things that are going on. You know, bullshit about life, and yeah. So I'm gonna start slowly, kind of picking back up. But this was just my hey, look, I'm still alive. So. Psycho, how's life out there? Your newer videos, PW. It's fucking cold though. I need to get a little heater in here. I think that's the only thing I'm missing. It's a little bit chilly in the hole. Is anybody flying? What's up? What's going down? How's life? Who else is in here? Who else is creeping? All right, so focus. I need to put my receiver together. Mike FPV plug and plays with these Flight 1 boards, but I'm a little bit worried about it. I normally solder my receivers on, but right here is actually a plug and play connector for the receiver. I haven't used it yet, but I always use the whip connectors for my ESCs to the flight controller. But I always, you know me, glue that bitch down. Like I'll put a dab of glue on that there because I have these pop out from good hits like quite frequently. So I'm a little worried about using this connector versus just soldering straight to the board itself. Um, I don't know. I think I might try it out though. I haven't completely decided. I did put an old receiver on here too, and this is a cool little trick, dude. I know my boy's sick though. His throat's all jacked up. He's talking like this. I got a 9-year-old at home and just had his tonsils removed. So the wolf pack is all up in Sacramento. That's my boy right there, Mr. G. They're out there ripping an abandoned car dealership, I do believe. Mr. G has a video up already about it. I'm gonna come out there probably next week during the week, dude. So I'm gonna get together with Helicopter. Maybe we'll link up in the evening or something. Yeah, that's my only real duty, man. I only work so I can be a good dad. But yeah, he's doing a lot better. I bought him a VR, so he's got this VR. So it's fucking hilarious. He can't talk to me, but he can put this VR and shoot guys. It's pretty cool though. I tried the new DCL with it, and it's just like it's not the same. Kind of like the screen stationary, but it's cool. It's really cool. There's like a fucking plank game, dude. I almost passed out. Like it was in the living room. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Felt old, that's for sure. But yeah, Mr. G, check out my new build, pimpin'. This is gonna come rip your neck of the woods here soon. Chad Boyer finally talked me into just blasting a shitload of ecos. I bought like 12 eco motors. But yeah, so now we got another one coming too. I do believe Mike has your stuff. Did you get your stuff back, Mr. Gauss? Eco City, dude. I'm telling you, I bought a gang of ecos. I might buy a couple more just so I have an extra set for all of them. Because why not? They're only $10, you know. Shoo! What do I got next? I gotta get a VTX going. I gotta figure out how to stack this. I also made myself a little custom fucking mount. So I ripped. This is a dead fox ear monster, and it has this little plastic casing which kind of fits the frame perfect. But this bitch, this Runcam Eagle, I did not have anything that would fit, so I fucking look at all the glue on it. Oh, look at the glue on it. Oh, it's the glue. Get it, girl. Get it. I'm going to be on for a little while, so have the boys stop in. I'm going to do a little live stream thing, Mr. Gauss, and I'd like you to be on here too. So I think it'd be cool to do like podcast situation, like just chit chat, even if it's on the phone with somebody. You know, you guys can hear it and just bullshit. You know, kind of banter back and forth about what's going on. Like right now, I got all my guys out there. They're all going to be ripping up a spot, and I'm out. I'm not. So I could get a couple of them on the phone or something. That actually might not be a bad idea. Call Tradway and be like, "Bitch, what you doing, fool?" Nope, you ain't getting any ad time. You ain't getting any ad time from me. You got to pay me, boy. So yeah, this build's about ready to do. I'm just like fucking dragging my feet. I'm just gonna kind of get on and show off my new sparklies and say hi. I got batteries charging, but my charger's so loud. That's all you guys would hear. Cold coffee. Oh, third wall. Third wall, fourth wall. Which wall is it? There's some sort of wall, right? So if you haven't, hit the like for me, please. That does a lot, apparently, or so they say. I don't know. Makes me feel good. All right. So I suppose I could actually do something while we're around in here. Who's creeping? That always creeps me out. I'll let music play and see how long it takes before somebody be like, dude, you're gonna get pulled for the music. And I say that and watch, I'll get pulled now for the music. But how does the new camera look? Does it look good? No, I do, except for this jack stash. But it can only be beautiful so much. Stole my razor knife, assholes. Found it. If you guys stick around long enough, you might be able to meet my aunt Marla. She might stop by. Not for only 2 people though. Not for sure. I'll call her if we get a bunch of people in the room. She's fucking hilarious. That was my brand new. Why did I do that? I just ruined that blade. I always forget which way this bastard goes. That way. This is no right. This way. Fucking how did I do that? I turned it around twice on myself. It's like, no, it's this way. Then I turned them both, and then I turned it both again. Fucking idiot. Dyslexia is real, y'all. And I don't know why I worry about lining this up. It's got like these little grooves in it. Like it's just the carbon goes through, but if it's not lined up, I've ripped one off and just threw it away before because it wouldn't stick back down. Top plate. All right, let's get a soldering iron hot, I suppose. Fuck is rattling? That's not good. Suppose you need to go get another $4 soldering iron. Or just fucking buy a real soldering iron. That takes like money. It's expensive and shit. Oh yeah, that's not professional. Like, will the 2 of you go find like 30 more people and fucking bring them back already? Jesus. Oh, my nose is cold and runny. I don't do heavy drugs, I promise. There's nothing in my nose. It's just cold and runny. So, I mean, it's just plug and play. Why not use it, right? I don't know why I'm so worried about plugging this receiver straight into the board versus soldering it. I mean, I've always soldered. Maybe that's why. But fuck it. I guess I'll just try it. Why not? I will just go straight to it. Very nice, very nice. Okay, ducky, very good. Just a little like my wife. Which way did this board go? Oh, good God, I'm a hot mess. This way. JP, how you may, man? Drugs are bad for everyone. Okay, this is very true. Now, drugs are not good. Okay, now the reason being because you do the drugs and then you get dumb and then you're stupid from your genes already, plus being dumb on the drug. Man, you're just dumb and stupid, and that just doesn't get you anywhere in life except for on the Dr. Phil show talking about how dumb and stupid you are. Either that or makes you hilarious like Mitch Hedberg. Hell yeah. That's all I use. I wouldn't use anything other than Tyrannus. Is that what you're talking about, Psycho? JP, you haven't been into the spot before. I'll go ahead and give you a wrench, buddy. I really don't have any rules in here. We're going to eventually I'm gonna eventually start having more and more guys on. I'm gonna do like just a little live podcast. I think I'm probably gonna call one of the guys soon. If I can get a couple more people on, I'm just gonna randomly call one of the boys. Like the whole wolf pack is actually out flying right now in another spot up Sac, like an hour and a half north of me. So maybe I'll just call them and yell at them and be like, "What are you guys doing?" Or something. I don't know. Yeah, of course, man. To be honest, I do it. I make your name blue with the little wrenchy thing, just so you can oust assholes that come in. So we get some schmucks in. Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be on though. I'm just gonna chit chat, screw around for a little while. This is pretty much all I do, man. Building. I don't know if you were on earlier. Check it out. This is what I got going on right now. TBS Source 1v3. Get these out of the way. With Hobby Wing, and this has actually got a silo ESC with the Flight 1 on there. And we're building up all new ecos. I just bought an assload of ecos. I bought something like 12 eco motors just because they're cheap, and I equally destroy motors. There's not one like butt craner motors or whatever. Like not one stands up to the concrete abuse, and that's pretty much Thanks, man. It's pretty good build. They're pretty clean. But yeah, all the guys right now. I even talked one of our other guys, Mike, who's a KV whore. He's got to have all the KV, but he bought the 24s just to kind of try it out. I mean, it seems economic. Why not? So hopefully I know these things just continuously sell. So hopefully they'll bump up the KV. Maybe a bigger stator would be cool too. These are 2306s. Yeah, 2306s, 2400s. I also bought these new lenses. This RunCam lens, Trad Boyer just sent me a link. He's like, "Hey, this one." So I was like, "Cool, I believe you." And it is, the field of view is 140 wide angle. It is a 2.5. It's big and it is beautiful. Like it makes an old camera look just beautiful, very nice. And of course, the lollipops. I got the red ones this time. So I believe I've convinced myself to just go ahead and use the plug and play because that's what we can do with the Flight 1. It's actually got just a little clip just like the ESCs do. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just use it. Mike told me to. So whatever Mike says goes. Oh, I got to get a heater in here. I'm cold. Have a good one, man. Always good to see you, Psycho. Hope to see you again. Be safe out there. Don't forget to smile, man. Every time I watch Psycho's videos, he makes me want to fly a plane. I think I'm going to have to get one here soon. I haven't had a decent plane in a long time. Of course, I don't have any heat shrink. So, I'm going to use hot glue. Children, don't huff the solder smoke. Okay? Exhale while the smoke is emitting in your facial region, and at least the smoke will blow away from your nostril regions. Okay? That's a pretty good Bardwell. Ooh. That'd be fun to do a Bardwell video. Have you ever done something and not known what to do? Well, today you're going to learn something. I don't know why I can't get past his intros. I love him. It is what it is, but he's great when he's on the road right with everybody else and he's got a bunch of stuff going on, but I mean, I guess it's hard to sit here and watch my dumb ass too, so whatever. Haha, it right? I know. Hi. It is about time. And you know what? You can't see it, but right here, there it is. A large box full of just, I mean, now completely outdated fucking gear. But I think I'm going to eventually just send somebody a whole bunch of crap. There we go. Start communicating. That's what I wanted. I'll be back here soon. EBR, I'm going to be doing like a live little podcast. I think I'm going to call the boys if I can get some more people on here. I'm gonna get one of the Wolfpack guys out because they're all flying right now without me. But Taco's at home with tonsil. He just had his tonsils removed, so got to sit back. So we're building today. Look at this beauty, Mr. E. This is the new rockers we got. I got enough for 3, but I think I'm just gonna build 2 out. What camera is this? Lance gave me this camera, Treadwear. It's a Foxeer something, but it's kind of weird, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, he's all right though. We were not. Mom and Dad, I'm not even gonna lie, I was crying. It's my only son and my only child. But oh Jesus. Yeah, Source 1, V3. I've had the V2s forever and a day, and they literally lasted me way too long. But I just had too much issues with them, so I finally jumped to the V3, which basically, I don't know if you guys know, but what they did differently was changed the bottom mount plate. See how this is actually the interior of the quad here? There's that little bottom X plate that they use. So they did what me and Mike were talking about, like, hey, why don't they just do this? And they actually swapped it and put that on the bottom now, which is a little harder for sliding because you could see, like, unless you put some really nice thick slides on there, you're going to end up sliding here. But it gives you a lot more room interior, which is what I had a problem with because it takes up just a ridiculous amount of room. You've got the arm as well as that extra plate on the inside where you're supposed to have all your gear. So now I got a nice, clean, open, lots of room for shit to fly right in. But yeah, I really enjoy those frames a lot. I flew the Willy for a while, which is a bigger wheelbase. And it kind of gives it more of a differentiation in the roll and pitch access, where this is more centralized, I feel like, because it's a little bit more squished, and it kind of brings everything kind of on the same basis on all access. Not that it's not like a hard thing to tune, because I mean, all I did was change my roll and pitch a little bit on there, and it kind of felt the same, but it definitely feels more of like a stretched out spot. Sweet. Yeah. You've always got, and you are the other end of the spectrum. Like I feel like people like to do, and Tread Boyer is the same way. He really enjoys having like, oh, I want this frame, I want to get frame, I want to try this frame, I want to do this frame. Oh, I want like I have fleet mentality. Like Fly Life Co. kind of does the same thing. Like I want this all the same. Like I want it to do, feel, and act like the same. Like this guy's down, I want this one to come up and feel just like the last one. So. Under moving vehicle? Yeah, I did some slides. Like I do some pretty good slides. I've slid underneath like our guys coming into the parking lots and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't have enough gear to be wanting to get ran over, so not so much under any moving vehicles. But like tons of parked stuff. I can't tell you how many times I've slid under cars or flown under dumb shit. Right now I'm kind of more like I go through phases. Like I did a phase of like I want to slide everything, but now I'm doing more of like this really locked in turning fucking wherever that quad wants to go. I'm gonna let it keep going until it's gonna almost hit something. You know? So I'm almost trying to have no control of the quad. Like let the motherfucker fly. Thank you, man. Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate it. It's going to look a lot smoother yet. You guys haven't seen any videos on these new builds yet. I'm trying to tune them up and make them nice and smooth and make everything nice. All that footage is pretty old now. But yeah, I like to get down. All my boys know I break the most shit because I fly like that. So, but I like to push it, and I push all my boys to fly like that as well. So it's infectious around my ass, that's for sure. All right. Receiver. Now, I guess I have to just trust Mike because he put this in for me. He's like, oh, yeah, this pin goes here and this pin goes here. And he rearranged my pins for me. So, is it wet out there right now? We're just now getting a little bit of random rain. It's been really hot out here in California. 6-inch. I haven't gotten anything. Like I just jumped into 5-inch and knew like, all right, that's what I want to fly. So I've flown a little bit of the smaller stuff, but I haven't gotten any bigger. Although, like a nice X class, that would be fun. That'd be fun to build, let alone fly. Have you guys got DCL? No? Yes? Xbox, PlayStation, computer? DCL, if you guys haven't got that, check it out. That is probably, my opinion, the best sim, especially for console right now. You can't beat it for console. I'm going to have to get a little screen over here. Can I bring up both? So I'm just putting my receiver down. Plug and play, which I'm not used to. This is my personal. I'm just doing the same thing that when I showed you this. It's going to be identical. TBS Source 1 V3, Schizo flight controller. The only difference on this build is it has a Silo FC, or not FC, excuse me, a Silo ESC. And this has a Hobbywing 60 amp ESC. Actually, a couple different things. This is going to have a different camera too. This has one of the newer Foxeer cameras in there, and this has an old run cam that I've had forever and a day. And then they're both running the AKK Ultimates, the newer. This is actually the old one. This has got an AKK Ultimate, the new one in there. And then Foxeer Lollipop. XM Plus with some big old fat capacitors, with some Eco motors, the Emax Ecos. I was running 6S for a while now, but I think I'm gonna strip my 6S batteries apart. Like this one here, this one's actually smashed. I blew this corner out right there. But I'm gonna turn all my 6S into 4S batteries now. Because I was having a really hard time blowing out capacitors, which then led to blowing out VTXs. I did, however, swap over to this situation here. These capacitors, it's kind of hard to see, but they're actually wired capacitors versus, I don't have one on me right here. The other capacitors, like everyone normally gets, actually has the metal little prongs that come off, and they heat up really hot. Even with a higher, I had a larger capacitor than needed. I've used a bunch of different capacitors that did the same thing, but they overheat and bust, and you don't realize they're broken, and then you blow out your VTX because your VTX is getting overpowered. So I am going back to 4S for the time being, until there's just a little bit more 6S stuff that's easily capable of getting my hands on. Yeah, absolutely. That one in particular, the two outside battery cells got punctured, so I'm just going to strip them off, and there's my 4S there anyways. But I rock 4S with everything else, so might as well just make them. I don't have one that I've made right here, but here's one that's going to get turned into. I'm probably just going to pull these two cells off. I have another one, same thing, pull the same two cells off, put those together. That's in one more battery, and here's a battery. So right now I'm running these gold bats. This is my new one. Mail's here. I haven't opened this yet. Yeah, I mean, right now it's just the most readily available as well as best performing, in my opinion. For the way I fly with my camera tilt and the tricks that I do, I just really wasn't getting anything other than a little more fly time as well as a little more grab in that bottom end. But I mean, a good pilot, you can take care of that anyways, doing it right. Ooh, an unboxing. It didn't work. That one did. I just bought 4, just some newies, just some freshers, some freshersons. And these are good batteries. If you guys don't know about these batteries, these are a great budget battery. You can get them on Amazon. I think it's like $37 next day. They're at your house for 2. So they all come with a little battery strap, and they last pretty well. They're not the best. We definitely beat them up, but yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, these are the same exact. These are the 100C. Yep, same battery. Yeah, I enjoy those batteries. I think Tried Boyer found those, and then that's the one right there. That's the one right there. This camera, I gotta figure out how to get it to autofocus. But these are 4.3s HQs. Obviously, those are the old ones. I haven't tried the new ones yet. Okie dokie. Yeah, those are pretty widely known. I mean, I think the best part is Amazon. It's like next day, boom, they're there. So, all right, I do believe this receiver is wired correctly as long as I can trust my boy. Enough solder on there. Mike set this up for me, so. I'll give it a little bit longer. 1 o'clock. I'll call the boys here in a little bit. If I can keep a couple more people in here, I'll call the boys and make them put it on speakerphone and yell at them so they'll be on live stream. I'm sure they'll just talk shit, but I mean that'll be cool. They're all out at a abandoned car dealership in Sacramento. Our boy Mr. Gauss found. Just trying to add a little bit of solder to this signal wire on this receiver because it's kind of old and kind of suspect. Furball! Awesome. I appreciate it, man. Good to see you. I'll be around. Stop by and say hi. Let me give you one of these things. No. You don't get ad time on my airspace. We are doing a Source One V3 build. We're fleeting out. So we're building another one of these guys here. Source One V3 Eco 2400 kV Fox Ear. This one's got a hobby wing. That one's got a Silo ESC. It's also got a Schizo Revolt OSD Flight 1 FC. So, but we did not do plug and play. And I'll say that here now because I'm worried about the plug and play. This is straight soldered. All the workings are soldered straight to the board, except for the ESC. Obviously, it's got an ESC whip. This, however, I am doing the plug and play system where there's actually a plug for the receiver. And I mean, that's a normal thing. I just have never done it. It's a lot of wire, I know, but it is what it is. It's fine. It's just my receiver. It's just what controls it. So we're going to see. But I'm going to definitely put some glue on where that connector sticks in there. A little bit of hot glue that right there. This is very nice. I need to move this. This whole system needs a little bit of a rearranging here. Just a little bit of pull. Just kind of move. All right, that's good enough. Thanks, Bill. Really appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I really they're very, very, very durable. This is I think I should do a economy build because this right here has all the best parts you can have for the cheapest aspect. Like everything in here is top performing. This AKK VTX goes way further than I need it to. I don't ever fly farther than it'll output. The most expensive thing on here are the ESCs and flight controller because that's the most important. I really stress not having janky ESCs. But yeah. You got to be careful with the, receivers are like VTXs in the same sense that when they're putting out signal without an antenna, it does a lot of damage. And receivers are very notorious for where that little connector, I don't know what it's called, the little brass connector that sits in the pocket and the antenna comes out. When that thing comes off just a little bit and you fly for a while, because you can't know sometimes, you can do a lot of damage to it. And I mean, even if you put that antenna back on there and try and keep it locked in as best you can, that receiver can be really compromised. So, I mean, it's always good to have a few extra receivers laying around. That's the most important thing, being able to control your quad and being able to see where your quad is. And if those two things are taken away from you, that quad's taken from you. So, or it can be. So I need like a little stool. Oh. But yeah, that's the exact same receiver I'm using here. I'll show you a cool little thing I do with mine. I chop a piece of prop. I put it on the bottom. That's actual. That green piece is a piece of HQ on the bottom of my receiver after I put it in heat shrink. So I heat shrink the receiver after soldering it down, obviously, and then put a piece of prop on the back. And this thing is a tank. This receiver's been through like 6 quads, I think. Yeah. Fonz just found that. Aerial Technical. Fonz just bought, I think he bought like 4 of those stacks. Like yesterday, he just started telling me about it. And I was a little bit like, I don't know. But Fly One, baby. Can't put Fly One on it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'll figure out little ways to keep them secure. But with some heat shrink on there, I actually, when you get your receiver, you know how it's open. I think sometimes I've gotten a couple where they're actually heat shrink, but I'll open them anyways and glue. I'll take that yellow little piece off. Hold, please. Here's a new one right here. So yeah, see, no heat shrink or anything on this guy, right? I just opened that right there in front of you guys. So this yellow stuff right here, that is suspect. It's bogus. It always gets brittle and it'll hold on just enough for it to pop off and stay on. So I do my best to either, if it is like this one looks pretty good, like it's down for sure, I'll cover it after I bind, which because the bind button's here, I'll put hot glue. Yeah, and they're cheap for sure. I know the Moba's really cheap. So I'll hot glue this bitch, and then I will heat shrink the entire thing. So I'm encasing this antenna because that's almost guaranteed what your problem is. Like that's the biggest problem with these receivers, unless you got it really wet. So then I'll encase it and I'll stick a piece of prop on the back on that thing so you can mount it on whatever you want. It's not going to be like conducting to anything else, you know. So yeah. All right. Anywho, Dizzle. Here, I'll go ahead and show you guys this too. I mean, I don't know how much you guys know about soldering. So I did electrical for a long time, and this is the best way, in my opinion. Especially VTX is different because you're getting noise issues, but when you solder these things, take these long and twist them. Don't just like solder them like. Take those 2 guys, twist them together. They're already tinned. You know, just get a little twist on them to where the wire actually twists too. It's the same thing you do in an outlet in your wall, and then solder that thing. I get static and distortion. Well, static and distortion is on your video lines. Yep. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah, so I personally don't know about receivers giving too much video noise in particular. Video noise in my personal, this is 2 things right here. This is one thing that your video noise could be. This is an extremely long battery cord. You can see this battery lead goes all the way down and into this ESC. It comes way out and it plugs in. And I just didn't shorten it. That can give you video noise, that alone, because it's a long distance for the energy to travel and it's going to give it some bullshit. Your antenna, it could be any from anywhere from a disconnection in the top antenna pagoda on the inside in here. The mesh wiring, because there's actually a mesh sleeve that runs on the inside of this black. There's a mesh wire and then a singular ground wire on the inside. One of those could be compromised. That happens constantly, as well as anything on that pigtail. Any of those can give you a ton of video noise. On top of wires, your VTX wires, if they're twisted up and wound all together on the inside, they can cross communicate and you can get wire noise from that. Your motor wire, if you have a bunch of splice in your motor wire, that'll give you a shitload of video noise. Yeah, and I mean, there's like no limit to caps. You can cap everything, cap each motor, for Christ's sakes. You can cap each ESC, you can cap your VTX, you can cap everything. So the more, it's not a bad thing. Yeah, of course. Not a problem. All right, so back to what I was doing. Let's do it over here. So I don't know how long I'm gonna hang on. Yeah, of course, man. Just chilling. I'm gonna do this a little more often. I'm probably gonna do it on the weekdays. So I'm not gonna do it much on the weekends, I don't think. But thanks for everybody that did stop in. I don't know how long have I been on. Does it give you like a timer? What? Oh, 45 minutes? Yeah, it's pretty long. 45 minutes and I got a receiver soldered and that's it. I stuck a sticky thing down. So that's that. Let's see if it explodes. Let's do it with a dead battery. Where can I do it without blocking it? No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. All right, cool. So that plug and play. Ooh, the dreaded double beep. I don't like the double beep. I always disconnect and plug back in. Lance thinks it's good luck for the double beep. So plug and play works. I was worried about it, but look at that. Imagine that. I'm still gonna glue it down though. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna get out of here. I love everybody that stopped in. For those of you that are still in here, thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to hit the like button. And pay attention. I'm going to be in on the weekdays, probably early on the California time style-ish, while the kids at school and I'm off work. But I'm just going to come in, build and chit-chat and yell at people while I'm not working and they are. Oh, see, that's good. See, I work nights and almost all the other guys work days. So I can call them and talk shit to them on the live stream while they're at work. Yeah, that's good. Stradware drives a lot. So, love you guys.